Hello, my YouTube fairies, my YouTube fairy lovelies. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Julie Ann Faye, and I'm a certified angel card reader and a professional astrologer. And in this video, I will be doing a pick a card. So if you are into spirituality and you love YouTube, I'm sure that you've seen tons of pick a card videos on YouTube, and I want to be bringing more of those to my channel. I definitely will be also featuring a lot of astrology because I am a professional astrologer, but I also do card readings, so I'm going to be featuring kind of a nice mix-up of both. You can learn more about me by going to the description of this video, where you can see my website, juliannfaye.com. Highly recommend you sign up for my email newsletter. It goes out twice a month at around the time of the new and full moon, and it gives you a nice smattering of what's current with astrology, card readings. Also, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll be clued into that as well. But I highly recommend that you sign up for my email newsletter. So this is going to be a little bit more of a short and sweet video. I've actually already picked the cards. So the decks that I'm using are Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. We have Colette Baron Reed's Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And then we have this one, which I haven't used this one in a while, and I wanted to get back into it. It's called, a little washed out there, but it's called Sacred Geometry Activation Oracle. And this is by, it just says Lon, L-O-N. That can't be right. Yeah, no, that is her name, Lon, L-O-N. Now, if need be, as I'm channeling the messages of the cards, I may pull some cards for clarification. I really try my best to not look at the cards when I pull them, because I myself like to pick as well, and I like to just let it be kind of free-form channeling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up the piles individually. Each one has the same amount of cards. They may not have necessarily the same amount of cards from each pile, but they do have the same amount of cards. So I'm going to hold them up. They're going to look the same, but they're going to carry an energetic vibration. So I want you to tune into which of these energetically is resonating with you. And then I will do my best to hold up all three piles at the same time. So this is pile number one. The energy of pile number one. If you'd like to pick this pile number one. This is pile number two. If you'd like to pick this pile. And then we have pile number three. This is pile number three, if you'd like to pick this pile. This way. All right, so now let me try to hold them up at the same time for you guys. So this was pile number one, pile two, and pile three. Sometimes it's really helpful to look at them all in one swoop. So this is pile number one, pile number two, and pile number three. So I'm going to hold that up as well. Take a few seconds. Tune in to which pile is really calling out to you. And you can always go back and pause the video and take a bit more time if you need it. So with that being said, I'm going to start going into the messages for each pile. So you're welcome to go down in the description box and you can advance to the timestamp of your specific pile that you chose. And let's get into it. So if you picked pile number one, these are your messages, pile number one peeps. So we have Traveler, move in a new direction. We have Between Worlds. We have Change and Consciousness. Some of these are getting a little washed out, so I'm sorry about that. Flexible. There we go, we tilted a bit, it's a little better. And message in a bottle. Let me see if I can adjust one thing. Okay, I wanted to see if I could adjust the lighting a bit. Helped a teeny tiny bit, but we'll be able to make do. So we have a lot of different energies here, so let's see what we get when we put this all together. So from the Sacred Activations Oracle, we have change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. We have a lot of orange energy here, which is related to creative energy as well as the sacral chakra. And then we also have this card about travel or move in a new direction. So I think that there's a part of you that's like, I know I can super relate to this, that's really anxious for change and wants this forward movement. You want change and it's sort of like you want it now, you know, but there's this aspect of things being between worlds. It's like you have one foot in your old reality and one foot in your new reality, and you're moving quite steadily towards the new reality, but nevertheless, you're still kind of navigating both worlds right now. And there might be some type of news that you're waiting on, because we do have message in a bottle here, which is kind of like a page, you know, mercurial card here. So this is telling me that there's some type of information that needs to be brought into the story to give you clues about, you know, what direction to move in and what changes are right for you. I feel like there's many different directions you could go here, but you need, like, it's almost like you need more information. So this could be like a phone call or an email or a chance encounter. We can have chance encounters in online networking and online Zoom meetings, right? But there's some type of chance encounter here that's like waiting to be kind of aligned to present more information. Maybe you have an appointment coming up, or, you know, an interview coming up or something that will provide more information, or you're just simply waiting on an email or hear back from someone. And this kind of has you like waiting because you're in this energy of like, I want change, I want to move in this direction, but you're also very much between worlds, you know. And we have consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. And this is a very blue card, which is related to the throat chakra. So I'm getting the sense, I actually do feel this like tightness in my chest. So I'm getting the sense that it's like there's this anxiety and this tension and this like, you know, kind of energy about like, what are the answers? When are the answers coming? When am I going to have clarity? And of course, we're going through that on a collective because we're still coming out of a global pandemic. But of course, on a personal level, you know, life is still kind of going on, right? We have desires, we have needs that need to be met. So this card to me is saying that you need to, so two things. One is that you need to practice just using your throat chakra more, because it's almost like you have so many things you could say, but you're keeping it all bottled up inside. You know, it's like maybe what would help attract this message in a bottle is if you kind of uncork a lot of the feelings, thoughts, and emotions you have. So journaling could be really, really good for you right now, and or possibly even doing like automatic writing, or even if you want to just do voice memos on your phone, you can audio record yourself talking, but you need to, you know, express yourself somehow. We did also have this orange energy here with the first sacred geometry, sacred activations card. So this is about creativity. So how can you get into creative arts again? Painting, drawing, dancing, you know, how can we get back into that again? This card can also be an indicator too about oneness consciousness, right? So this is like very Piscean energy. In fact, as I'm recording this for you guys, the moon is in Pisces. So, you know, this can be about understanding when we go into a space of creativity and a space of flow, and we bring in more meditation into our lives, we are connecting with the universal oneness, which can allow us to tap into unseen information, right? So through meditation, we can also access messages in a bottle, information. So this information that you need in order to navigate these changes you want could come from different formats. It could come from chance encounters, emails, you know, literally meditation downloads, you know, divine guidance that suddenly comes in. It could be an idea that comes to you while you're dancing or painting or drawing, or there's so many different ways here, but there is a need you're seeking. So this is like, you need to also understand things as they are. So maybe there's like this part of you that's like, you know, like I'm between worlds, I don't want to be between worlds, but you're very stuck on that thought vibration of like, I'm in between worlds. And you need to kind of shift into this thought vibration of, okay, what do I need to do to attract the change that I want? How can I be more receptive to information, to advice, to creative ideas, to navigate these situations or problems that I have, so that once I get that idea, then I've got the plan and I can start to move forward, you know, in that plan. And sometimes it's literally a simple, just like someone gives you a framework or almost like a formula of, hey, why don't you try it this way? I know I went through this recently. I mean, I go through this a lot, but I went through this recently with even my YouTube videos, because in my email newsletter, I for a long time was doing a very specific, like one video on YouTube just for the astrology of that new full moon. Then I was doing a picture of like a pick a card in that email newsletter, and it was a lot of work recording the video and then photographing the pick a card separately and doing the write-up for it and all of that. And then on top of that, I still have the desire to kind of do video pick a cards and you know, introduce myself also more on YouTube. So recently I had the idea of like, well, hey, why don't I just merge all of these things together into one long video, put that on YouTube, and then put that in my email newsletter. So it does help me with the burden of the work that's involved, but it's all in one place and people can find it on YouTube. People get reminded of it in my email newsletter. And then that opens up more space in my email newsletter for me to talk about current offerings or specials I'm doing, which is also something I want to get out. So sometimes it's like a simple formula is what you need. I also went through this recently with a career coach that I had worked with, where she's like, well, what I see is that there's this, this, and this. And she presented it in a very different way than like I could access because I was kind of stuck on it, you know? So sometimes it's like just that piece of information can come in and it can kind of like give you something like a touchstone of like, all right, you know what, maybe I can build some homework around this. Maybe I can kind of understand how this could flow. And then the last card you have is flexible, number 19. So this is telling me that the solutions that you're looking for, they might not be as like lockstep, clear cut as you think. You know, so if you're trying to bring in more income, maybe you have to look at ways to bring in income that are, you know, not necessarily full-time right away. Maybe you need to look at, or full-time, you know, salaried employee, which is like, you know, the most kind of traditional way, right? Maybe you need to look at part-time, doing a combination of part-time jobs, or look at contract work or full-time temporary work. There's so many different types of work now, right? So maybe you need to approach this in a different way. You know, if you're looking at, there's so many things we could be wanting to manifest, right? But like if you're wanting to manifest, you know, housing, maybe you need to look at, okay, I need to start with getting clear with the universe on what I want. So maybe I need to do more vision boarding and more guided visualizations, you know, to understand exactly what I want it to look like. And then once I start to get that guidance, I can think about, okay, well, what places match these things that I want, you know? If you're looking at relationships, you know, we want to look at, of course, healing ourselves of past traumatic wounds, so doing a lot of energy clearing on things from the past, as well as doing visualizations and opening yourself up to opportunities where you can meet people, right? And we can still meet people online. So there are ways for you to access answers to these dilemmas and for you to start nudging yourself into forward movement, but it's going to require a little bit of creative thinking, some flexible thinking, and being flexible and kind of open-minded to what types of solutions could come forward related to these issues. And also just understanding that it's going to require communication. It's going to require information. So that message in a bottle. So are you checking your emails? You know, are you listening to your voice messages? Are you communicating what you need to communicate to people? These kinds of things. So that's what I have for you, pile number 1, peeps. I hope that that was enjoyable for you. I would so very much love if you can give me some love on this YouTube video by giving this video a like. Feel free to comment down below and subscribe. And I'd love if you'd like to sign up for my email newsletter as well. You can find that at julieannfaye.com, and the link should also be in the description box of this video. Much love. All right, so pile number 2, peeps. This is the deck pile that you guys picked. Let's get into the cards for you. So from the Sacred Activations Oracle, we have Crown Chakra. These cards actually do have a sacred geometry, and they can actually be used as like little placeholders for like miniature little gridding patterns if you did want to do that. We have Fertility. We have Shield Maiden, Make Plans and Focus. We have She-Wolf, Unleash the Wild Within. We have Truth Be Told. Now, some of these cards did come up in reverse, but I'm not reading reversals for these cards right now. Lately, I've just been in an anti-reversal mood. In fact, with a lot of my card pulls, even for ones I'm doing for myself personally, unless I very specifically get guidance like, yeah, you need to pay attention to that one in reverse. But lately, I've been in a very like not hot on reading reversals. Maybe because we have so much retrogrades, it's like almost like unnecessary to have like I don't want to say that, because of course there's going to be card readers doing reversals. This is just me personally, something I've been going through with this Venus retrograde and all the retrogrades we're in, which is that I haven't felt the need to reinforce the fact that it's reversed because I'm already paying attention to message upright. Unless it's like it really jumps out at me that like there's something about it that's kind of unique, that the energy is, the direction of the energy has changed in some type of way because it was read in reverse. And then the last card we have is number 6, Not For You. Hold on one quick second. Okay, so let's get into these cards a little bit more. So we've got, I'm going to start with the She-Wolf, Unleash the Wild Within. So I feel like lately you have been, you know, this is almost like a very full moon Sag kind of card, and we did have a full moon and Sag lunar eclipse last Friday. I did a whole video on that with astrology and a pick a card. You can find that on my channel, so definitely check for that if that interests you. But I feel like there's been kind of like this multi-layered energy for you of connecting with your power and releasing ancestral traumas and just really like opening yourself up to more of this like wild woman energy, but in a way that's like not so wild that it's like untamable. It's sort of like the reason why you're getting this card is because there's something that you're going through where it's like, yeah, you're kind of a little bit rebellious right now and a little bit wild and like a little bit intense, but it's also needed. It's like you had to kind of tap into this like wild energy, you know? So let's see what more we get with these cards here. Because we have Not For You, what I'm feeling is that this might even be you sticking up for yourself more and saying, you know what, no. Putting up boundaries to things that you just don't want. I know for myself personally, like I've been really just going through a lot of things from the past. Like I've been doing so much energy clearing, but then also just getting rid of things like little bit by bit. So this to me, I feel like is a card of boundaries and just really saying like, you know what, I'm done. And when that like situation comes in your mind or there's things there that come to mind, you're just like, nope, there's no more space for this, you know, in my consciousness anymore. So you're really getting firm about like what's not for you. You know, if there's like an email that comes across your path as some type of, hey, how did you do this? You know, you're just like, nope, not for me. And I think you're getting more assertive with like what you do want in your life and what you don't want in your life. And I do feel like this is covering all areas of your life. There might be part of you that's like, oh gosh, but I think that this is so needed. You need to, you're like, the more you're clearing, the more that you're actually tapping into that wild woman energy, that strength, you know, which is really beautiful. And we can see that here with the Shield Maiden. It's like, you're getting into your kind of female warrior energy here. It's like you're starting to really marry your divine feminine energy with your divine masculine energy, you know, and you're getting into this like, all right, I know how to shield, I know how to clear my energy, I know how to say no to things. You're really starting to get into this like, look, I don't have tolerance for this anymore. So, you know, I'm really drawn to her sword there. So it's like you're in this energetic phase right now where you are just cutting shit out. You know, you're like, what can I cut out? What can I simplify? What's like too much right now? This person's too much, or this thing is too much. How can I simplify this? How can I cut this down? How can I make this more streamlined, better for me energetically, so that I can really like have stronger energy reserves? So you're becoming very protective of your energy right now, which I think is needed for you, you know. And then we have, I want to read these cards together. So we have fertility and truth be told. So this fertility card says, the frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. So I think that this is about the fact that there's some part of you that's a little worried that because you're getting into this like assertiveness boundaries phase where you are shielding more and getting into more of that wild woman energy, there's a little part of you that's like, oh, but what if like people are offended, or like, what if I'm like, you know, missing out? Like there's some FOMO fears here, you know? So I think that these cards are coming through is that the truth is, truth be told, fertility, the truth is you're good, you know, like actually because you've been clearing the energy and putting up the shields to things that drain your energy, you're now actually in so much more of a better receptive place to attract in things that are right for you, that are truthful for you, that are abundant for you. So you're actually becoming quite abundant at this time. And remember, abundance has many different forms, right? It could be connecting to a person, it could be learning something new, it could be receiving a discount, it could be physical money, it could be a physical possession, a material possession. Abundance comes in many different forms, and not all of it is monetary and physical, right? But you are in this very like, you're starting to draw in this abundance, you're starting to become more fertile, you know, and you're starting to really attract these opportunities and these situations, and you're like kind of, what the heck is going on? Because I feel like I've kind of been in my own world, clearing my energies and saying no to things and getting rid of things. I don't know why this is happening. The reason why it's happening is because you are clearing out the old, so you're making space for the new. And when we do that, the universe is like, oh, there's some space there, like whoosh, here's some new stuff, you know. This was actually the pile that I picked, so I'm super relating to this. And the last card we have here is crown chakra. So the guidance here is really about making sure that during this process of like shielding up, you know, and if you don't know how to energetically shield, this might be a really good time for you to be learning it. That also came up in the last pick a card full moon Sag video I did. We do have some full moon Sag kind of vibes here. So I would definitely recommend that you're working on shielding every day, ideally at least twice a day. There's lots of different shield types that you can use. These are visualizations that you can call in. Robert Reeves has a wonderful course, an online course on shielding, and you can find it in a lot of metaphysical books. And for people that do private readings with me, I also do give deeper guidance about different shield types as well. But this crown chakra card is like, don't forget that while this whole situation is going on where you're clearing this energy and you're making yourself more receptive to things from the universe to come in, don't forget that you still need to connect with your guides. It's not like it has to be like you have to carry all the strength and like it's all on you to do everything, right? Make sure that you're still talking to your angels, that you're journaling to your angels or talking to them out loud or meditating, so you can have space with your guides and people on the other side that want to help you, that want to also protect you and bring in messages and teach you and guide you along the way of this fertile period and these new opportunities. So I love this so very much for all of you. I feel like I want to pull one more bonus card for this pile, so I'm going to do that. And let's see what we have here. Just any further messages, angels, any further messages for clarity at this time? Okay, and we have a change in the wind. Funnily enough, this one did come up in reverse, and I know we spent a lot of time talking about not reading reversals, but this is one where I got a strong intuitive hit to read this in reverse. So what I feel with this one, with this change in the wind, is that it's like literally you could see the old is literally being blown off of this little tower that's on his back. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the wind is coming in and it's actually like literally blowing off things from this tower, you know. So you are erasing this stuck energy from the past. And because this did come up in reverse, it's like you're really erasing things from the past, even things that were very hidden and unseen. You're doing really good work lately to be clearing that. So keep up with it. And as you continue to do this, you are bringing in more of that energy of changing, you know, your reality. So keep at it. Keep at it. All right, pile number 2, I hope that was of service to you. If you enjoyed this reading, I'd so very much love if you can give this video a like. Feel free to comment below. Let me know what pile you picked and how it was for you. And please, please subscribe to this channel. And also, if you'd like to sign up for my email newsletter, you can find out more information about that in the description of this video. If you go to julieannfaye.com, you can find at the top of every page, there's a header at the top where you can click, and that will bring you to be able to sign up for my email newsletter, and I'd highly recommend that. Much love. All right, pile number 3 peeps. If you picked pile number 3, these are the cards for you. Let's see what messages we've got. So we have the arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. This card also came up in the full moon in Sag pick a card I did last week. So that video is on my channel. You might want to go look at that. It's literally the video before this one. So definitely check that out. We have clean it up. Clean it up. We have milk and honey. We have heart chakra. You guys can't see the words, but there are words there. Heart chakra, we have soul time. And we have dynamic. I don't know if I've actually seen this card from this deck before. So we've got a lot of mix and match energies in this pile. So you guys might be feeling really up and down with your energy, you know, which is honestly, I've been feeling that way a lot, and it's very normal for the amount of mutable energy we have going on in the astrology. I do talk about that again a lot in the full moon Sag Astro Plus pick a card video I did, which is the one for this on my channel. So you might want to look at that as well. I'm feeling called to start with this dynamic card. This is just such an interesting card. So it says the frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So I think that this card is almost like setting the tone for what this pile is about, which is saying that right now it's like you are this complex mosaic of almost like, you know, smooth edges, pointed edges, circular energy, triangular energy. Right now you're sort of embodying this like complex mosaic of many different types of energy. And that's just okay, you know? So part of the message I think that people who pick this pile need to hear is that if you find your energy being like conflicting and roller coaster like, it's actually just this phase of energy that you're in from mid-June or whenever you're listening to this message, that it's just part of what the energy is like for you right now. There's things that have to be learned by kind of mixing and matching and putting together different styles of energy, and it's totally fine. So there might be times where you're feeling like you're in the milk and honey, where it's like, wow, I feel so abundant, I feel so good, I'm really feeling like the sweetness of life. You know, there might be like an exceptionally delicious meal that you have one night, and then the next day it's like, wow, I'm like really running low on food, and I feel like I'm having like the most boring meal ever, you know. But this milk and honey card it's a very abundant card, so there is abundance that's here for you. It's just that it might feel like it's very up and down, you know. We have the clean it up card. So this card is all about you know, it can carry an energy about sort of simple chores of life. There are some other cards in the deck, though, that are a little bit more like that. But in fact, I think, I don't know if this deck has it. There should be, I think, in this deck, there's like a chop wood, kind of carry water. Or maybe this is the card that's about that, actually. Either way, this is like very Virgo energy, which is step by step, you know, being of service, having some humility here or some humbleness that, you know, it might not look so glamorous right now what needs to get done, but it's just like step by step, you are getting there. You are getting towards this, you know, abundance. And it's just that it's just what the energy is like right now, you know, that you have to kind of incrementally take this step by step. This is also a really important nudge for you also if you're feeling like you need or want more abundance in your life. What can you get rid of in your current physical reality or energy that's like no longer serving you? So let's clear the old to make space for the new. So can we go into our closet and look for things to donate? You know, do you have like books that you want to donate? I love doing swaps and trades with people as well. Sometimes I sell things, sometimes I do swap trades. But just kind of getting creative of like, what can I donate? What can I discard? What can I throw away? What can I swap? You know, but just like changing up the energy here, cleaning it up. Are you also doing kind of these sort of humble house things? Like, you know, are you vacuuming, you know, your room and your space on a regular basis? Are you cleaning down your desk on a regular basis? Are you making your bed on a regular basis? Are you changing your sheets or washing your sheets on a regular basis? You know, are you cleaning out things maybe from your fridge that are like moldy or gross and trying to bring in new fresh foods? So this is like the energy of like, let's clear out the old to bring in the new, you know? And I do feel like while you're going through this process, there might be this sense of like, oh, it feels really vulnerable, you know, to be getting rid of old stuff and to be clearing out the old. So you might be even feeling emotional during this time. So this can be an indicator that shielding could be really important to you. Surround yourself with protective energies. So wear protective crystals. You know, I always wear crystal bracelets, crystal necklaces, crystal rings. I also do visual shielding. If you're interested in learning more about that, especially kind of also the energetic clearing, I do have a curriculum called Chakra Clearing that I wrote, which is for sale, and you can email me at juliannefay@gmail.com if you're interested in that. There's also details about it on my website. But yeah, we've got like I said, a mixture of energy leaving, energy trying to come in, energy kind of swirling around. And then we have soul time and heart chakra. So this soul time has a very dense vibration to it. It's a lot of red root chakra and almost like deep, deep shades of red. You know, it looks like almost like a totally different color on the video, but it is starting at this kind of like orangey red and then going to like darker and darker red. So this is real root chakra energy. So, you know, and then we do have heart chakra here. So you guys need to be working on root chakra and heart chakra right now. So you need to be working on grounding activities, walking on the earth barefoot, you know, having nutritious grounding foods like beets, potatoes, you know, leafy greens. Leafy greens also benefits, you know, the heart chakra. For good heart chakra foods, you know, avocados. I mean, like there's so many amazing green foods, right? Limes, kale, you know, so many things. I actually have a section on my website where I have a blog on my website, and I have a section called the Fairy Foodie where I have lots of recipes, and there hasn't been some lately, but there's plenty on there for you to look at. And I'm always trying new things. I'm super passionate about healthy eating. So if you're looking for some inspiration on healthy eating, I highly recommend you check that out. You can go to my website, juliannefay.com, and you can find out more recipes there. In general, you guys though have this energy of like, focus on the root, focus on the heart. So, and also the heart chakra card here, it really does relate to this cleaning it up. So clearing out the energies of the old, those old past hurts or pains, you know, so even allowing yourself to like just have a good cry could be very therapeutic because it can help you kind of just like clear some of the feels, which can then open up space for new, exciting, abundant things to come in. So we have a lot of heart chakra healing here. And then with the root chakra card, this is like a need to get grounded. And then you do have also that protect your energy card. So it's like, let's get grounded, let's shield up, let's work on healthy eating and clearing out the old, you know, so that we can invite in the new beautiful things. And you know what? It's going to be kind of complex and messy and dynamic, because that's what this card is, dynamic. It's going to be kind of dynamic in the process, but by the time you come out the other side of it, by the time you're watching another pick a card, I would bet you're gonna be like, wow, actually cleared and I did so much, you know? So now when you're like saying to yourself, oh my gosh, I'm a hot mess, there's this, there's that, instead be like, no, it's just dynamic, you know, it's dynamic. There's many different energy situations going on here. Maybe you're in like a triangle day, maybe you're in a circular energy day, you know, maybe you're in a linear day, maybe you're in a spherical day, right? Energy has many different shapes and forms. So there's some days where like, you know, the triangle or the pyramid is a lot about building a foundation, you know, it carries that energy. Circular energy is about oneness and carries also the energy of the divine feminine. Linear energy tends to be more divine masculine, like, okay, I have to really get into my masculine energy right now. And maybe some days you're overlapping, you know, all the 3 or 4, or however many that was, you know. So I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope that this reading was of service to you. If you enjoyed this reading, I would so much love if you can give this video a like. Feel free to comment below what pile you picked and how it was for you. And please subscribe to this channel. And I'd love, love, love if you can sign up for my email newsletter. If you go to juliannefay.com, my website, in the description box of this video, you can find out more information about getting to my website, and my email is there if you'd like to contact me for a personal reading. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope that you have a good day / night wherever you are. Much love. So that about wraps it up, guys. I'm going to wind down this video. I want to thank you so much. If you got to this part in the video and you decided you wanted to listen to all 3 messages, which is totally cool. But I will be doing my best to record some more videos for this channel. So I'd love it if you can subscribe to this channel so you can get notifications for new videos, and definitely sign up for my email newsletter as well, because that's another place where I notify people when I have new videos and so many new specials and all kinds of good things. So I'm sending you all so much love and light. Have an enjoyable day, night, whenever you're listening to this. Much love.